Hey, here we are, ChiroMafia. Sorry to interrupt your pool time over there. Now, what I have a Mafia picture. This was back in a Chicago seminar. If you look all the way left, Chris Zano, myself. Look at young Joe Borio. Look at the Dom in the middle. Dan, look at that. And then we have Roberto and Neil Cohn. We have the token Jewish guy. So, but he qualifies. So yeah,
Absolutely.
this was part of the Mafia way back when, years ago, and what a great time. That was before.
ChiroMafia was born that weekend, actually.
That was another weekend.
Oh, was it a weekend before that?
Yeah, we had Pompa there and
Oh, yeah,
Capra was
Tampa.
there. Yeah, so actually,
Roberto was there.
that's another picture I have. I didn't have time to look for it, but I got all of us, man. There's Capra, Borio, Pompa, Monaco, Di Domenico. It's like it was a total Italian mob. Like that got more likes on Facebook than I think I've ever seen. Yeah, it's like our dog and ChiroMafia, the
Yeah,
Mafia pictures.
that's funny.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, we were talking about, hey, we're coming up on the holidays this December. What's today? 4th. And, so many people expect their practice to go down, and that's logical, right? Because there's some people that go out of town. But think about it. If you look at the percentage of your practice, I would bet that more people stay in town than actually go out of town. Like family may come in the area, but if you don't control their focus, the world will, right? But well, I got to go shopping, and I have relatives in, so I'm really busy. Then you better get your ass in at 8 in the morning.
Right.
So and I experienced same thing because at the end of the year, the doctor starts winding down mentally and emotionally. The team does. Now, it's not that you don't have to wind down, and it's not that you can't take a vacation, but when you emotionally wind down, then that becomes a problem. So, one year I broke all the rules. Got married, moved from California to North Carolina. Didn't know anybody in North Carolina. I knew the realtor that found us our commercial space and the office manager we hired. So we were opening on November 19th. And all my friends, don't open the holidays. It's a week before Thanksgiving. You're going to have a hard time growing, right? And these are the belief systems that a lot of people listening to this might have. And I'm like, screw that noise, man. We're opening up November 19th. And so I did these systems that you and I will talk about, and you have systems for it. But we went from zero, knowing two people in town. And by January 1st, 6 weeks later, we broke 200 a week. By March, we broke 500 a week. And all I did was focus on families and all the lifestyle, all the stuff that we talked about. And we built the practice from nothing through the holidays to 200 a week in 6 weeks. And so that's also why we do the boot camps. Like we have next week, we have a boot camp, perfect day one, day two. People that go to that break records through the holiday. Well, I can't believe that because we have people on vacation. No. It's all perspective, baby.
Right.
So one thing we were talking about, we have an event, make this next year, 2025, the healthiest year of your life. You just did a video on the system. So let's talk about what you tell your clients to do that can actually grow their practice through the holidays.
Well, I think what you said before we got on the call really nailed it. And again, I appreciate it. If you want to dial down, my attitude is always, if I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation. But
Yeah,
I don't take a vacation when I'm in the practice. That's me. I understand, the Joe Borio way isn't the way with everybody else. So if I'm in there, I'm always going to give it 110%. I mean, my foot is always on the
absolutely.
gas when I'm in the office. But if I'm on a break and I'm like, hey, so if I'm taking a week or two off during the holidays, great. Take a week or two off during the holidays. Do what you're going to do. But that's the vacation. And what you were saying, Fred, which I totally agree with, and it's the same thing we talk about in chiropassion. The doctor can't be on vacation when you're in the practice. Your staff can't be on vacation when they're in the practice, because we're always saying everyone else is distracted, everyone's on vacation. Well, you're on vacation, your team's on vacation, you're distracted, and that contributes or certainly adds to the problem, So,
I would go
so
as far as say it is the cause.
right, no doubt about it. So rule number one in our office on the phone, on an interaction, on a table, it is educate and elevate, don't accommodate. So we're so quick to accommodate. So your front desk staff, just give you an example. Fred walks in, he hasn't been in, he missed his adjustment last week, right? So the front desk staff says, hey, Fred. And Fred's, oh, I wasn't able to make it in. Now you got a room full of people, you got a line of people, and the staff says, oh, no problem, no worries. So I get what you're saying. You're saying, as the staff, yeah, we got you, we'll take care of it, we'll get you in. But what everyone else just heard is it doesn't matter if you come in or not. It's not a problem if you come in or not. Don't worry about it if you come in or not. That's what everybody heard. I know that's not what we mean, but in our effort to accommodate, to be nice, and hey, it's okay, Fred, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. What they're really hearing is, hey, it doesn't give a shit. So you can't do a Monday night. You can't say the subluxation is critical. It needs to be corrected. It causes a change in energy, innate, and flow, makes you sick, creates disease, and all of that being true. And then at the same time, somebody misses, and you say, no worry, no big deal. So one negates, one dilutes the other. So number one, again, we're not going to freak out, but we're going to have a way to handle that. And we have some very specific ways in chiropractic in the office. But to be very accurate, I'm never going to say, okay, no problem, it's no big deal. I'm going to say something the opposite. That's a concern. When you miss, you lose healing and correction. It's going to be important we make that adjustment up. I'm going to use, and we have a very specific protocols we teach, but I'm going to use some verbiage like that to elevate and educate and not accommodate. So that's rule number one at the table and at the front desk and on the phone. Because if I'm calling and say, I can't make it in today, and you say, yeah, no problem, we'll see you next week, and they miss a week or two, now the side door becomes the back door. Drop off becomes drop out. And I think some offices get that, but you are going to be inundated with that type of behavior right now for the next 4 weeks until mid-January. It's guaranteed. The second part of it is knowing we're going to get distraction. We do, and Fred, you and I were talking about that, about a party. We do Santa Claus. Nothing works better than Santa. Nobody brings him in better than Santa. He's Elvis Presley in Vegas, man. He is the guy. So what we do is we bring it into Santa Claus. We call it, you don't have to do what we call it, but we call it cookies and cocoa with Santa. You could do, we've done pizza with Santa. We've done breakfast with Santa. So we bring in Santa on a Thursday night. We bill him heavy at 6 o'clock. We got a tree. We got a beautiful chair. Santa's there. We give envelopes to everyone to get checked. We are ready to screen everybody that walks through the door. Depending on how many people, you can't sit with Santa or get cocoa until you get screened. But sometimes if you get a whole bunch of people, you can't always do that. So we put Santa in a position where you have to kind of walk through the office a little bit and run into my staff dressed as elves before you get to Santa, and then they do a check on you. They get a little bit of chiropractic tick on you, and then you get a ticket, you get your cookies, you get your cocoa, you get your picture with Santa Claus. That is phenomenal. 80% of the people that show up will be your existing staff or practice members, which is phenomenal. Because one of the things we want to nurture that relationship, right? Fred, I want to nurture. You're coming in with your kids. Hey, Fred, great to see you, blah, blah, blah. Second thing, and guess what? Fred's wife and kids, maybe they're not all coming in. So now it's a great chance to take a bite at the apple. Hey, Fred, geez, glad you're here. So, we're doing a big promotion for health, no charge for exam, x-ray, whatever's legal in your state to do. And then we would love to, get your family in. Let's get them scheduled. So now it gives you an opportunity to get those people in. So if you could get 15 to 30 new ones scheduled, not everyone's going to be a 3 times a weeker because a lot of them are going to be children. But if I could get 15 to 30 newbies coming in, now my practice is sustaining or growing, and I'm not decreasing through that holiday period. So really, and then we do a holiday flyer. So I'd encourage everyone, we do a flyer. Hey, give the best health all through the holidays, kind of what Fred was talking about. Make 25 your healthiest year yet. Again, I think we get lost that we're selling chiropractic. You know, we forget that like Nike doesn't sell sneakers. Nike sells inspiration, motivation, the best power you, right? Apple sells innovation and technology in the future. It doesn't sell phones. They sell a brand, they sell a feeling, they sell an emotion. So you want to sell, hey, listen, what you want to be healthy, you want to be strong, you want to live the best life possible, you want your children to live the best life possible. So you're selling a healthy life, a healthy family. The service you use is chiropractic. So when on any of our branding material, we're always selling better life. So we'll do a flyer through the holidays. Santa Claus Heavy's coming in next week. I don't know if you knew that. He's flying in with the reindeer. He's coming in hard Thursday night for an hour and a half at Boreal Chiropractic. And then we've got very specific on how we handle the mist, accommodate and elevate. I'm sorry, educate, elevate, don't accommodate. Those three approaches will significantly help you grow rather than negate, like most offices do through the holiday.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, having that party like that, yeah, that's how you get family members, and then you're getting them 3 at a time, 5
Correct.
at a time.
Correct.
And then that's another thing is one of the things we talk about is give your patients purpose,
Yes.
so they bring them in. So here's what we do, and I love what you do. And if you did what Joe just told you, you cannot not grow. You're
Right.
going to grow through the
100%.
holidays.
100%.
Yeah. So what we do real quick, and I'm giving an event tonight, and so by the time you get this December 4th, you're going to get it after December 4th. But if you go to Facebook, DM me, then I'll send you the recording of what we're doing. So we do a theme every year. So it's this year, obviously 2025, make 2025 the healthiest year of your life. So how do we grow through the holidays? Well, what we do is we tell them, we future pace them. Hey, look, here's what we do. Now, 79% of people that write resolutions, that health resolutions for the new year is one of their top resolutions.
Correct.
So 80% of the people want better health. Now, since you're a chiropractor listening to this, that's 100% of your patients, whether or not they write resolutions, they are there to improve their health. So now what you're going to do is you're going to align with the mentality of where the world is right now. And that is the calendar gives us an opportunity, and it's only once a year, just like bringing
Yeah.
Santa in.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
happens once. So if you just carelessly go on vacation, you just missed a once a year opportunity to make
Exactly.
an impact on the health of families in your practice. And if you think, well, I just don't feel like it, Joe, you're very politically correct. You just say, that's okay, I understand. I'm not. I would say you're just being selfish. Like, come on, man, just get over yourself already, right? It's like what
Right.
you said. You got your foot on the gas pedal. Get over it. Care more about other people.
Yes.
So anyway, so we start future page. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna write goals for the year. What I want you to write. What do you want your health to be like by January 2026? What do you want the healthier family to be like by January 2026? What do you want to be doing and what do you want to be experiencing mentally, emotionally, spiritually by January 2000? How do you want to feel about yourself and the confidence and the strength and health of your body? And then why? What purpose would that fulfill and why would that be important to you?
Exactly.
Because values and purpose are the highest human motivations, and then contributing to the lives of others. And so what we do in December, we go, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to evaluate you in mid-January. So right now, we want to build a strong launching pad. In other words, we want to get you as healthy as possible. So when we reevaluate you and set your goals in mid-January, we're going to lay out a plan that's going to take you all the way to January 2026. Now, the reality is all your organs and tissues turn over about every 4 months. Blood, 120 days. I think lungs are 6 weeks. Liver is like 2 months. So, and that's what we tell people. You're going to have a new body 3 times in 2025.
Exactly.
So you can be chronologically 1 year older, but with healing, you can be 3 to 5 years younger physiologically.
Exactly.
Would you like that? Do you
Yeah.
want that?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to say yes. Do you want that for your family?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now what are you going to do? Then you reevaluate them now and you're looking at their health problems. You go, okay, hey, we want your asthma 30% better by January. You want your colitis. We want your energy level. We want this. And you're going to set a goal and then you're going to lay out a program and then you look at, okay, are you going out of town? Well, yeah, I'm going to be gone from the 23rd to the 28th. Okay, great. You're in the middle of corrective care. You come 3 times a week. You got to come 12 times in 30 days. So we're going to see you before the week before the 23rd, 19th, 23rd. We're going to see you every day. And then when you come back on the 28th, we're going to make up all those appointments that you missed. So we're going to go extra in the beginning to carry you through while you're gone. And then we're going to make up that healing when you come back. And now we're already setting up your re-exam for January. By the way, health problems are generational patterns. So
Right.
what we want to do is build the foundation with your family. So who do you want to start with right now? And then you have a holiday certificate, like the gift of health or whatever you want to call it. And then you start, here's this for your family. How many kids you got? Here's 3 of these, whatever that value is or whatever you're going to get them. We need to get the foundation of health in your family now so we can launch this in January. We're putting a big fat rocket on there in January, man. We need to build the launching pad.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
you're going to set up a plan for their family until January 2026.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now they're getting in the lifestyle. Now you have what matters to them, what's their goals. Now here's the next thing. People everybody, well, people have been coming to me for 20 years. Here's my question. When was the last time they were x-rayed?
Yeah. When's the last time they referred to anybody?
Yeah, well, that too. But also, what do? Well, they go to their MD for their once a year checkup.
Exactly.
Shouldn't you be their once a year checkup?
Yeah.
So here's how you get all the old people on track. Everybody gets x-rayed every year, right? Because you're looking at their spinal structure. Are they subluxated? Many
Yeah.
of these people, once they look at their goals and once they look at their x-rays, you take them through day 1, day 2, and then you find out what health problems they really have because all you've done is go, hey, great to see you. Been coming every other week for 5 years and you haven't x-rayed them in 5 years. How do you know what they look like? So
Right.
you are their once a year checkup doc. So we do all of this in January. Then you give in January, you get them ready, keep a vacation schedule. So that way, one, same thing what you said, Joe, and you could do this and have a Santa day. Sign up their family in January. Right now, immediate growth. The next thing is, so we call this Make 2025 the healthiest year of your life. And here's the tagline. We turn resolutions into reality. 88% of the population quit on their New Year's resolution in 2 weeks. So who do they know? 79% of the population set health resolutions. Who do they know in their immediate extended family and friends are setting health goals as resolutions? So then you set up your Make 2025 the healthiest year of your life, create a shitload of invitations for it, and have your patients bring friends and extended family to your workshop because you're going to talk about how you're going to bring resolutions into reality, make them 3 to 5 years younger physiologically in the next year, and then you have an event. So you build it up and then you have an event. You go to businesses in the community that relate to health. And you give them, here's what our theme is. Let's all come together and let's create an impact on the health of the community. So who are you going to get? leaders, instructors, yoga instructors, Pilates instructors, gyms, and you're going to get those people, their team, and the decision maker, owner, manager as a patient. So we have a
Exactly.
three-step system where you go in, and then you have an event where they're giving you gift certificates, you're doing giveaways, you invite their teams to your event. So now you have your patients plus 10 businesses, and then you're going to start referring to each other. Now you've extended your chiropractic purpose into businesses in the community. You've created a movement to make an impact on the health of the community and bring resolutions into reality. And you cannot not grow. You could probably double your practice with this if you wanted to.
Yes. I think we talk about foot on the gas. There's so many things to do. You watch, there's so many places my head goes, right? You watch the Karate Kid, and he learns a couple of moves, and what the lesson there was, the Lao Tzu said, right? I don't fear the guy that knows 1,000 kicks. I fear the guy that knows one kick and practices it 1,000 times. So I think sometimes, and I understand that, you're stuck in a place, you want a little extra spiz, so I'm going to jump here, I'm going to do this. I watch this coach do something on a webinar, I watch somebody do that, I'm going to jump here, I'm going to jump there. And the reality is, you got to find a few things and get really, really good at them, but then you got to execute them. Muhammad Ali always said, don't count the days, make the days count. Why? And then they asked him, like, how many sit-ups do you do? Like, and he goes, I don't know. I only start counting when they hurt. So we all start counting, but the reality is, when I say hurt, like, are you doing things outside of what you normally do? Those are the ones that so-called hurt, not to assess pain to it, but those are the ones that force you to change. If you're coming into the holidays and you're doing everything exactly the same, and there's a distracting factor out there, why would you expect your practice to grow? And why would you, if you want to grow and you're not on vacation, why would you fall victim to that? Why not put your foot on the gas, come up with some different skill sets, drive yourself through the holiday? February hits to Labor Day, now you're back in your normal growth zone. Then you go through a month or two of a little bit of the same thing you're going through the holidays. Summer hits, you get through the summer, you got about a month and a half of growth. Then you're coming in that end of August into mid-September, that's the season. So again, we do an ice cream social. We do a big thing where we give free ice cream, bouncy house, face paint, crafts. Everybody comes in, we give away free ice cream. It solidifies the relationship with the people that we take care of. And I think, I guess my last point, I know I'm rambling here, but I think we forget we're looking to get patients, where my view is I'm looking to create relationships. And there's a big
Absolutely.
difference. If I'm looking to jump around with patients, I got a patient. I'm ambulance chasing. You hurt? Does your kid have autism? Sometimes we think we're running this principal practice because I have a bunch of people with organic, non-musculoskeletal symptoms. No, you're running a chiropractic practice when you got 90% of the people don't have any symptoms at all. When
Yeah,
mom and dad
exactly.
say, you know what, I'm going to bring my kids in for no other reason because it's good for them. That's when you're running a principal practice, right? So if I create relationships with people, those are the people that I want to work with. They're going to think, well, I want to go to see Dr. Joe. I want to go see Dr. Fred. I love him. I love the office. I love the staff. I have a relationship. I want to bring my kids there. I trust them. That's a relationship. That's what you want to build. So when Fred talks about like 3-step, 3-touch system, you know, you're establishing a relationship. When you're having these events, you're establishing relationships, or you're fostering a relationship, or you're nurturing an existing relationship. And that's what's going to keep them, and that's going to allow you to grow. And that's what we want anyway. So
Absolutely, man. Now, when you do that with businesses, and that's what it's all about, and what's really the thing what you're talking about, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same thing. So we know that.
exactly.
So, like Santa, or like make 2025 the healthiest year of your life. What's it really happening? It's pattern interrupting your patients.
Totally.
And
100%.
then and when you give your patients purpose,
Yes.
that's different. And if you The thing that I like, well, the Santa thing, obviously, there's a big emotional reward there. And make 2025 the healthiest year of your life. Like, if you look at that theme, those are dopamine response. Like when you look at
Yes.
neurotransmitters, dopamine brings inspiration
Right.
and purpose. And what are you doing? They want to change healthcare. And so that's the difference in purpose. Like what you said, Joe. If you want to create a patient, anybody can create a patient, but you're
Right.
not going to grow because it's one at a time.
Right.
So when you create a theme that gives them purpose, that makes their want their family. Now I know there's a lot of people on here that go, well, I have lots of families. Really? Is it 90%? Is it
Exactly.
80%? What's your
Exactly.
standard? How many people have you talked to a bunch of times? They still haven't brought them, so you gave up. And that's one thing I'll tell people. Well, I've been talking to this woman. I don't know what to say. Doc Fred, tell me what to say. Oh well, and here's what I say. How many times you talked to her? About a dozen. Well, then what you've learned is 12 things that didn't work.
Exactly.
So get out of your mind because what I'm going to tell you isn't related to what you've already said.
Exactly. I've
And
tried
so why
everything.
I know I tried
Go ahead.
everything. Well,
Go
I
ahead. Sorry.
doubt it because I'll show you something that'll work.
Right, exactly. Well, I tried everything. What did you do? This. Well, no. Really, what I tried was two things.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
everything.
So the whole thing is right now there is a whole emotional mindset that's going on. And what's the mindset? Well, I know there's people with family problems and maybe they don't like their family, but you still get together with them. And some people do, some people don't, whatever. But what is it? It's the principle of unity. People come together in families because they make that a core value. Even if you don't get along with all your family members, but you still get together, what you've done is you've looked past yourself because you know unity is more important. That's why you take the emotion of what people are already experiencing. And this is why you tap into that emotion. They're going to bring their family. And then they're setting resolutions that they feel like every year I set these, but I don't do them. What if they trust you and you give them a plan that leads them to 100% success? They're going to follow it. Finally, I can set a goal that I feel confident I'm going to reach because they're accountable.
Exactly. And
But they
yeah, you're
have to know
reaching.
what
Go ahead.
that is.
Correct. And you're
And
reaching into them. You're being part of their life. You're being part of their
that's
journey.
the relationship.
That's the relationship part. Rather than just walking in. I think one of the things, again, and I was guilty of this. I I I would try to, especially when I got busy. Like when I got busy, I would try to get through people. Like I'd look out there and go, like, holy shit! Like look at all these people. Like I got to get through all these people. I don't want to get behind. Like I lost the moment of being present. I lost the moment of making every adjustment count. I lost the moment of earning the right to be their chiropractor next time, this time. That's why I came up with all those Boreoisms because, those are moments of my awareness. Like, wait, I'm trying to get Fred out of here. No, wait. I could get Fred deeper into the understanding of chiropractic, elevate and educate. And I got to get Fred's wife in. Like that's like if I just try to get rid of him, I haven't elevated him and I've diluted him. If I get him in and I look at every adjustment as a moment to make a difference, as valuable, then I'm looking at every moment as a lever, as a moment to deepen, as a moment to improve, to connect, and now good things are going to happen. And I think that could happen around the holidays. Like, you start looking at the clock, it's like 5 o'clock. You're like, man, I just want to get out of here. Like, I've been that guy. And, when I catch myself, I'm embarrassed or ashamed of that. Well, wait a minute. This guy just drove 45 minutes. He's going to lay on the table for a moment, on less than a minute to get an adjustment. I owe him everything. Like, I owe him every moment. I don't want to be down. I don't want to try to get through him. I want to give him the best adjustment this guy's ever had. I want to give him the best adjustment I can give him that day. So again, it's learning, it's catching yourself, it's foot on the gas, it's elevating yourself, like Fred was talking about. Like, are you going on vacation? I posted this on my site and on public. Um, because a couple of people wanted me to share it because I posted on our members page. But when I was going to Catholic school, we had studied Saint Francis Assisi, and he's known as the saint of kind of like nature, the environment, and such. But his attitude was God's in everything, and everything should be recognized and acknowledged and appreciated. Using a little bit of my words there, but one of his moments was like to make your life a prayer, like make your day a prayer, like rather than getting up in the morning and praying and then praying at the end of the day, his attitude was make your whole day a prayer, meaning that everything you do intentionally, when we talk about living in grace, we talk about living in connection, like make everything a way to say thank you to God, make everything you do a way to show gratitude, respect, appreciation. So when I look at that adjustment, that adjustment is a way it's a prayer. Every adjustment you can make is a prayer. Every adjustment can be a way to say, in your perfect execution, is a way to say, thank you for my life. Thank you for the ability to be who I am. Thank you for making me a vessel to help your people so that they can be healthier, right? So when you start giving adjustments that way, you're not going to be looking at the clock. You're not going to be on vacation that day. You're going to elevate yourself to a level where that's why I have pictures of my dad. I have pictures of my mentors, Reggie and Jim and Fred, and I have all those people on my walls. And they're looking on me. They're looking after me. I'm like, man, you know what? Bob and Dad are watching me. I want to make sure I do a good job here. Reggie's right there, man. I want to make sure I do a good job. Dee Dee and BJ are right there. So those are, I know I'm rambling, but those are a lot of things that are in my head that help elevate. Because when Fred talks about going on vacation, that really struck me. Like, are you on vacation? That's what Fred was saying. And I think we fall victim to that. And those are the things that I did to be the guy that wasn't that guy. I didn't want to be that guy. I saw myself as that guy. And I said, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the best freaking chiropractor at 6 o'clock when that guy comes in. I want to be the best chiropractor at 6 than I was at 8, whether it's June, whether it's January, whether it's the day before Christmas. I'm going to give the best adjustment possible. So,
Yeah. Well, I was reading Course in Miracles, man, and it talks about how thoughts of the ego are insanity and thoughts of God within you are sanity,
yes,
and it's like the voice of God in you. There's only one thing that exists because we're all creating likeness and image of God, and you have a choice. And so
right.
that's the whole thing. Like what you're talking about is you're choosing your highest state to serve people at the highest level. But also a few podcasts ago, we talked about what was your purpose, and you said to basically connect them with God, to connect them with who they innately are. And so the difference is, that you do the things all day long. In a sense, you're in prayer all day
Correct.
to be the best version of yourself
Correct.
for other people. Now,
Yeah,
and that's the thing is, and here's the irony, and this, Joe, when you're the best person you can be for someone else, you become the best version of yourself that
totally.
you experience. Like
Yes.
you get the best benefit.
Yes. Yes.
It's not like it's pouring out of you. You're actually conditioning yourself to be
Yes.
your highest self. And then when you do that to contribute to the lives of others, all you experience is divine love. That's
Yes.
a Christ consciousness.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, that's it. You're not going to be sick. You know, it's like you're at a consciousness that's above disease. It's the consciousness of healing.
Yes. Yes.
And they feel that.
They do. They do feel
They
that.
feel it
They
because it's
know
the
it.
transference of energy.
Yes. Yes.
And when you
They
look at
know what you're
yourself,
trying to get through it. Go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
you're an electromagnetic force field, man.
Totally.
You're an energy system
Yes.
that is transferred from one innate being
Yes.
to another
Yes.
innate being that is another energy
Yes.
field.
Yes. Yes. You see
They can
that.
feel it.
I know you saw that what was it? Monsanto there, the messages in water, where they show
Oh yeah, yeah,
water.
yeah.
and they did the one with Rice. So it shows you that energy changes. So think, I walk in, I'm just giving an example. I'm in the back. Like I always tell people, don't look at your phone, don't be on the computer, don't do your notes, don't do your records, not during prime time.
Yeah.
So from 8 o'clock until 10:30 is a prime time. Like I just spent a half hour getting myself in a good place. I don't want my staff coming and going, "Hey, Dr. Joe, your accountant's on the call. Hey, did you want to buy more Bitcoin? Whatever the fuck you guys are doing." Like, no, like I don't want any of that. I want to elevate myself so that when I touch somebody, I'm in the best state that I can be. Because like Fred's sharing, there's a difference. Sid Williams always used to say that that's something extra,
Oh, yeah.
and it's the same for all of us, but we get there in a different way. But when you're touching somebody and you're trying to get through them, like, oh shit, I got a bunch of people, and I'm just hitting the high spots and moving on, you're still going to help people. But man, when you go in there and you're like, man, I'm gonna give you the best adjustment. I'm in a highest state I can. I'm in a state of grace. I'm in a state of gratitude. God, thank you for giving me this opportunity to help this person and have them live a better life, a better connected life. Like there's something else that happens, and the level of healing and the level of health and the level of connectedness and the level of when they get up and give you a hug and wow, you can't fake that. And it's not personality, it's you being in a state of grace. So
Yeah, which is why they come back.
yeah.
Because when you're trying to get through people, oh, that's what they feel. So
Yes.
anyway, it's like, hey man, you have a choice. You have a choice. And like what Joe said, when you're in your office, you're not on vacation. Just be 1,000%
Yes.
who God created
Yes.
you to be,
Yes.
giving to the lives of others.
Yes.
And then talk about families, align. They love their family. And what if they have family coming from out of state? Get them x-rayed. Find a
Right.
chiropractor in their area.
Exactly.
It's about making an impact in healthcare, not just dealing with your practice through the holidays.
Exactly.
That's why it goes down. So tap into why you're a
Yes.
chiropractor, why you're a healer, why
Exactly.
you want to love and contribute to God's children, because He
Yes.
made you the shepherd. You chose
Exactly.
to be the shepherd of His flock.
Right. Yeah. And
So,
you could take it as far as some people, I get it. I get some people, they don't, you don't want to take it there. I've talked to people, in and out, and I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to go through the fight. I just want to go to work. If that's where your head's at, I mean, again, doesn't make you a bad person, but I get it. When
no,
you
but you
look at a
won't
guy
be
like
you
Fred, or
won't
you
be
look at a guy like
fulfilled.
me, yeah, and you look at us and you're like, wow, look at all those things. Like you look at a guy in sports that have hit the highest numbers. Like that's Fred and I. Like we've done the highest numbers in practice. We've done the highest in practice and coaching. Like when you look at that, like if you were to look at an Olympic athlete who's in phenomenal shape, they didn't roll out of bed that way. You know what I mean? Like they have a whole set of habits and rituals and mindset that
And
allows them to do that.
failures, history of
Right. And
failures.
failures, right? So the same thing with us. So, I just look at like you've been bestowed so much, and I'm not casting judgment, but if you feel inside of you, and maybe everyone doesn't feel that, but man, if you feel like, man, I am capable of doing so much more, I am capable of doubling. I feel the urge, I feel beat up, I feel like I can't do it. You know what? No problem. Reach out to Fred, reach out to me, whoever you resonate with, whoever you think is gonna, you're gonna connect with, whatever, and sign up and start working because man, the clock is ticking. One day you're gonna just like shit, 20 years went by. Where the hell did those 20 Christmases are gone? Where did they go? You know what? And your practice, your freedom, your wealth, your ability, how you lay down in bed and you think about yourself and a reflection of yourself, your hero's journey, I love that line. It's a quick way to say what we've been saying. Part of the call is, just be the hero of your own story. Like when you're in that moment, like, okay, movie camera's on me. I'm in an action movie. What would the best of me do right now? What would a hero do? Well, this is what the hero would do. He'd say, hey, come on over here. Let's talk about bringing your kids in. That's what the hero would do. The hero wouldn't be like, oh, no, I'm not going to talk about it. Take the bullet, take the shot. No is not the end. No is not final. No just means no today. That's okay. You did the right thing. Do the right thing enough, and great things will happen. So,
Absolutely. Well, cool. That's certainly we've given you enough. If you make the choice, you can certainly grow your practice through the holidays. It is possible. I've done it. Joe's done it. Tons of our clients have done it,
Yeah,
and all they did was choose to be
exactly,
100% present, 100% purpose
exactly,
driven, 100% convicted, and want to make a bigger impact on the health and life
exactly,
of more families that are
exactly.
already in your practice. So,
Exactly. I always say, Fred, if I'm going to be there, like when I adjusted, I'd be there. I was there 12 hours a day, but I wasn't, I would adjust about 8 hours a day, but 3 days a week. And my attitude is, I got to be here anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be here 8 hours anyway. Like, why not do the best fucking job I can? If I do a shitty job or if I just try to get it over with, I still got to be there 8 hours. Why not try to be there as long as I possibly can be, do the best job I can possibly do in the time I'm there. So
yeah,
that's another way to think about it.
yeah. Cool, man. Well, we're in a very exciting time of year. Thank you for hanging with us. Subscribe. Please share these.
Yes, do it, share it,
And
subscribe.
yeah,
Fred,
we'll
what do
see
you
you
got
soon.
coming up? You got an event coming up.
Oh, yeah. Well, next weekend, December 13th through the 15th, we got Perfect Day 1 Day 2.
Where are
And
you?
we're in Salt Lake City. And shoot, man, we get people, we get a new patient that walks in with back pain. By the end of day one, they're saying, that I can see why this is the healthcare system,
Yes,
not only for many families, but for my family,
yes, yes.
right on day one.
Where
So
do
it
they
is,
go to sign up for that? They go to Elite Coaching if they want to reserve or
yeah, you
sign up.
just got to call me because we got to make sure that we're the right fit and all that.
Got it,
This
got it,
this is
got
an
it.
investment that you make.
Sure.
So yeah, and then we have the retention boot camp, January 24th through the
Oh, wow.
26th.
That's
That
awesome.
one, we go through how to handle all time and money objections, how to keep a family for years, how to go from a patient to a family to creating a legacy that affects generations. We're going to be going through
Yes,
that
yes,
in
yes.
January. So
That's
give
great.
me a call, go to Elite Coaching LLC, schedule a breakthrough call, and we'll just talk and see if that's what fits.
That's great. Awesome.
And what about you?
We've got our next events in February 13th. We have our mastermind. We're going to be in Bahamas. In fact, you were there with us like 5 years
Years
ago,
ago,
6 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
We had you and I think Tim Young was there as well.
yeah.
So yeah, so we bring sometimes we bring some outside people, sometimes it's inside people, but we're going to be there. So that's mastermind. We call it retreat, though you don't have to bring anybody. It's open to anybody, and it's great. It's all mindset. It's the 6 inches between your ears. We do a very private, driven breakout with doctors only on the beach in the morning for a few hours each morning, and it's life changing. It's transformational. So
Absolutely,
certainly a great place to spend and change your life, no doubt about it. So
absolutely. All right, love you guys. Have great holidays. We'll be coming back with another episode before Christmas. And peace. Serve.